Morven has been called New Jersey's most historic house, and that is probably because it's been occupied by a whole range of fascinating people from the 1750s all the way up to the 1980s. There's not a year that went by that somebody interesting wasn't living here and doing things of public consequence. The first occupant, Richard Stockton, who became a signer of the Declaration of Independence. He was one of the 5 New Jersey signers. And then 4 more generations of his family lived here at Morven until the early 1900s. Later occupants included Robert Wood Johnson, who established the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, which is so important to New Jersey today. And then we had 5 wonderful New Jersey governors living here from the 1950s to the 1980s. Morven is a beautiful name. It turns out that the wife of Richard Stockton, Richard who was the signer, was also a poetess, and she was very interested in 18th century poetry. So there were these poems that were published in Scotland called the Poems of Ossian, and in one of the poems there's a place referred to as Morven, and it seems to have captivated Annis, and so she named this home in Princeton, Morven. Architecturally, what I like about the house is that it's, rather sedate on the outside. It's very rectangular, very Georgian, nothing fancy. And then when you come on the inside, there's this wonderful flowing space, sort of surprising space, where we have elliptical arches and fan lights and rooms that descend just a few feet down from the other. So I find it a very gracious house, but not at all predictable. It doesn't follow a formal plan that you will find in another house. Grounds are open 365 days a year, and there's...
Morven is in the middle of a $3 million, 3-phase restoration process. Part 1, the exterior, is finished. The next step for Morven, which started last week, is the renovation inside the house with the addition of sprinklers and a climate control system. The Morven House will be closed for the next 12 months during construction, but once complete, experts anticipate a grand reopening.
When we reopen the house, hopefully in 2003, we will open with a big exhibit, and it will be something that is a real credit to New Jersey.